Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Hey, we got to get to the NBA Finals. Tyrese Haliburton, he caused a stir, you could suggest. He left the game in the first quarter dealing with that calf injury, came back in the second half. However, when he came back, didn't play well at all. Now, after getting an MRI, he's suggesting that he is pushing to play in the must-win game, Game 6. I apologize in advance. This conversation is probably going to get a little contentious and very volatile potentially. Rick, I will start with you.
Yeah.
Do you love or hate Tyrese Haliburton pushing to play Game 6?
I love it that he's trying and that he wants to play. I'll love it if he gives them something more than he gave them the last game. I'll love it if he doesn't or can't and he shuts it down himself. I'm going to hate it if he plays the exact same way he did in Game 5 and he keeps himself out there thinking, okay, so at some point, A, either I'm going to be able to give us something, or B, these are the finals and I'm going to take the liberty of I want to be in the finals and I want to be on the floor. I understand how hard it is for a competitor to shut it down, especially if you're one of the best players on your team. But the fact of the matter is, he was a minus in the last game, and he needed to acknowledge, he needed to be honest with himself that he was a negative, especially when you have other guys who are contributing and getting the job done. It would be completely different in my mind if nobody else has it going. But that wasn't the case. And so I feel like he contributed to what happened in Game 5 directly by keeping himself on the floor.
Yeah. It's not an option.
What's not?
Not an option.
What's
Not
not?
an option.
You know the answer.
It's not an option you sit out this game.
Come on, man.
It's not an option you sit out this game. We are in the finals. And you know what? You might not ever get back. You know how I know? Because I never got back. I won in 2010. We had a phenomenal team with the baddest man on the planet at quarterback. We never smelt it again. This might be your last opportunity that you ever do an interview and say finals behind you. I don't care what it looked like. I don't care if I got to hobble out there and then I figure out that I can't do it. I'm going out there. I was having a conversation with my kids yesterday because we out there training and my older son, like, I got a headache. And I said, just sit down. You got a headache. You can't play. I said, you know what? I said, in 9 years, I said, your dad missed 7 games. I said, torn PCL, I missed 2 games. I said, torn PCL, MCL, I missed 5 games. I said, you think I wasn't hurt the other ones? I said, probably not, huh? I just was 100%. You go out there for your teammates and you, brother, this is not an option. You in the finals, dog.
So that was that passive-aggressive stuff.
You in the finals, man.
Go ahead.
You in the finals. This ain't no option. You
quick.
go out there hobbled or not.
I want to ask you, James, when you play with players, because I don't even about to go, when you play with players that sat out and they didn't push to injury, how'd you look at them?
You already know what it is. Bro, ain't no dog, man.
So,
Man, sitting out 5 weeks.
I lost respect for players like that.
100%.
but I still have the question. If he goes out and plays like he did in game 5, are you still good with him staying out there no matter what? Do you respect that over the other?
If he's moving the way he was moving in this last
played
game,
bad.
to where I don't see no hobble and I don't see you limping, doing none of that, you play. Now, if I'm out there and we see it clear as day, like, dang, he can't even move, he limping here, get your butt out. And the coach should get you out.
I'll give you a quick example, though. So, Game 7, OKC versus the Nuggets, right? It's clear as day that Aaron Gordon was hurt.
Oh, yeah, it was.
He limping, he hurt.
Yes.
The MVP said, bro, don't go out here and play. I love that. So don't go out there and play. He said, I'm playing.
That's right.
Y'all need me. Now, that's a situation where I love that attitude, right? But I say, you know what, yo, you might hurt us because you're explosive, you're tough, you rebound, right? You push the pace a lot. He couldn't do none of that. When I watch him being hurt with the hammy, and I watch Haliburton play, you can't tell that's the same.
It ain't.
I see him running up and down the court. He ain't limping, you ain't stopping, you ain't favoring a side.
That's true.
You played bad. And you know the problem is? You want to scapegoat because you've been playing bad this whole series. You had a couple good moments, and we praise you. But the truth is, You did not play well. Because I watched you before have 5 points in 3 quarters.
True for you.
And I watched you last game have 4 points in 35 minutes. But you gonna tell me you hurt? I ain't buying that. And I will last thing I'm gonna say is, if you the best player on the team, right, and you can go out there and play, and you not hurt, but you might be feeling some type of pain. 'Cause that's sports. And everybody's got some type of pain to him. As Brunson, he was hurt last series, and we ain't no excuses about it. If you go out there and you don't play, we will never have a real conversation again. We're gonna be only teammates. How you can practice that? That's it. Because you know why? You're not my brother. Because I lay out on the line for this game, and you don't? Come on, you crazy? I won't even text you the same. Yes, no.
Yeah. Was your Super Bowl with Patty's ankle, or that was the other?
Come on, man. Yeah. I watched Patrick Mahomes mess his knee up. We had his quarterback sneak. I'm in the drink. I'm like, yo, give me the ball, but they didn't want to do that. They gave it to him. He hurt his knee. He was out for a couple weeks. And ever since then, he still was hurt the whole year. You think he complained about it?
No,
you think he talked about it? He the best player on the team. Yo, listen, one thing about sports is it's a real family bond you have, right? And it's like, yo, nobody's 100% healthy. But you gonna go out there for us, and I'm gonna go out there for you. And if we don't do that, we look at you funny.
That's it.
Try to play. Give everything you have to play. But if you get out on that court and you can't play, you do not play. But you put everything into it. I told the story yesterday of tearing my groin against the Tennessee Titans. True story. Tore my groin against the Tennessee Titans. It was a Sunday 125 game. Y'all can look it up. I think it was 2014. We had to play Thursday. Not the following Sunday. We had to play Thursday night in Dallas. Shady will remember. Shady got busy. It's against the Cowboys. It's on Thanksgiving. I'm from Dallas. 2013, I ain't get to play in that game. It's 2014. I'm finally, starting that year. D'Amico Ryans or Michael Kendricks was hurt. So, I got to play. I have to play in that. I am from Dallas. I'm playing the Cowboys. I don't know how long I'm going to be in the league. I'm not a starter. It's on Thanksgiving.
Mama and Dad going to be there.
To play. Everybody going to be there. Whole family going to be there. Acupuncture twice a day. Orasti twice a day. Y'all know what that is. Grafton twice a day. Manual therapy. I'm getting in the pool. Thursday, the game day, I do a workout in front of Howie Roseman. I do a workout in front of Billy Davis, the defensive coordinator. I do a workout in front of Rick Minner, the linebacker coach. I work out in front of all of them. After I finish the workout, I'm like, oh, I'm playing. I got the Toradol shot, everything. I'm playing. Howie comes up to me. You're a break glass if needed player. Meaning, if I have to play you, break the glass, you gonna play. But other than that,
you're not going in.
You're not going in. I did everything within my power to play. Now, mind you, I had a second-degree torn groin. So I
that matters too. Yeah.
But I did everything within my power to play. I worked out to play, and I was a break glass if needed player. Haliburton, do everything within your power to play. But under no circumstance do I believe he should go out there and hurt the team if he cannot play.
Oh, wait. Who's the best player on defense that year? That year you're talking about?
Maybe Jenkins, maybe Miko.
Okay, let's give me one.
Maybe Trent.
The best player,
Fletcher Cox.
Let's play
Fletcher Cox.
Oh, he's a really good
Fletcher
one.
was good that year.
So, if you take yourself out, you put Fletcher in your shoes, and it's the Super Bowl. What conversation does Howie have him there?
He goes.
He goes.
Ain't no glass broken.
That's a really important point. That's a really important point.
He did pull.
I tore my groin.
That's,
Here's the distinction, though, between football and basketball, I believe, is, and I'm not going to name names, but I've known any number of players, and other players have acknowledged it. There are some players that when they're not right, when they're not physically right, they can't play. They're just not that.
Because mentally?
Mentally, they just don't feel like they can get it done. And again, and some really good players, guys that you would look at are stars, guys that I covered firsthand. And it would be like, they'd have a little something, and you'd be like, that can't be that bad. And that dude couldn't, it wasn't even that he couldn't go, he didn't believe he could go. He didn't believe he could be the same player. And that may be Tyrese Haliburton because of his game. Like, he doesn't know how to adjust to the fact that I can't just go by somebody. Because they're like Jalen Brunson, he may be dinged up, but he's able to use his body and still get to his spots. I don't see that Tyrese necessarily has that game.
That's weak.
I understood, but it's reality. But it's reality.
No, I'm saying that's true. But as a player,
not worried about
I give you a story, right? And I'm gonna say the names. We had this I forget it was like a autograph signer or something was that, and I'm with the old heads because it's football and it's basketball. Allen Iverson's there. Me and Iverson, we friends. I'm a huge fan. I don't let him know all that. But I'm crazy, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's him. I think it's Eric Snow and somebody else. And they was laughing about. I guess somebody was hurt while I was playing. It was like somebody was hurt like now, right? Because the basketball was going on, and we were talking, and it was a rule for the Sixers that if somebody was hurt on the Sixers and it wasn't a real injury, you couldn't be hurt. And I was like, well, what you mean? Because if I'm hurt, I'm hurt. They said because we got a 165 player, that's our best player, that he don't really never miss games. Yep. Allen Iverson. So if Allen Iverson's gonna go to the floor, average 30-something points, he's 165, soaking wet. He's hitting the floor every single night, and he plays, not the practice, he playing the game. And you 225, 30 pounds, 250 pounds, and you hurt because of a little hand, a little ankle, a little knee, we looked at you different. And that was the rule. So I say all that to Haliburton, right? If certain players, if you're the main player in the squad, and we depend on you, it's our last, if we lose, we go home. We go home. Yeah. And you telling me you might not play because you might not play well when you hurt?
Yeah, and not only that, though, because I was always taught to, like, if you're a good player, even your presence out there helps.
That's true.
And I bring that up to say, like, I was a good player on the Packers, and when I tore my PCL, I wasn't 100% at all. And I will never forget Aaron came up to me and he said, bruh, even you being out there, bro, your presence gonna help us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take some of the pressure off Jordy and all that, just you being out there, other than it being our fifth string wideout. And I'm like, bring my uni.
Did he call you bruh?
I would say this, though. James, I think that's applicable to some stars. LeBron James, I think that's applicable to. Kevin Durant, you could suggest that's applicable to, though I don't think Kevin Durant playing with his calf injury was very smart when he played on the Warriors, turned into an Achilles. So you could say it's applicable to some stars. I don't think that's applicable to Haliburton.
Why not?
Because we saw his presence on the court versus McConnell's presence on the court. Haliburton's presence ain't helped. Like, the delta, it just didn't help. We have the data that suggests that's not applicable to Haliburton.
How about the data can't just be he didn't play well and he missed shots?
No. But the problem is that he didn't play well and he missed. It wasn't that he just didn't play well and missed shots. He wasn't a presence. He was on the floor, but he wasn't a presence. And we've seen other games where he hasn't been a presence, and they've actually won. So it's almost like the Pacers have sort of acclimated themselves to the fact that he's not always that guy. But at this point, against the Oklahoma City Thunder, if you're not that guy, we got other guys that can be.
Let me ask you a quick something. This is why I love doing this show with all of us having this level of experience. Here's what I don't want, 2-5, and you might understand this. I don't want in the back of Haliburton's mind him to start feeling sorry for himself. Because Haliburton's going up against Shea, and he's going up against J-Dub. Shea's better than him, and J-Dub you could suggest better than him as well. Yeah. But if Haliburton is hurt, then if he gets beat, he'd be like, well, I don't ever want a player feeling sorry for themselves, because we've all played with those dudes where they know they're hurt, so it's kind of a subconscious excuse for them to get beat, because you didn't really beat me, but you beat torn calf me. You ain't really beat me. You maligned me. So I don't want Haliburton to trot out there feeling sorry for himself, getting beat, knowing that, well, it's a little more acceptable that I got beat because I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Now, I don't want none of that.
But haven't you already gotten that? Didn't you get that in the post-game press conference?
Correct. He's trying to do it now, Sleep.
Right?
Correct. I don't give me TJ. Give me 100% TJ. I don't want no excuses. I don't want the Pacers to lose. Because here's what's weird to me. Why haven't, and Matt, help me out here. Why haven't we got the MRI results? Yep. MRIs do not take that long. I've gotten about 10 of them in my career. I looked up 19 hours ago and said Haliburton's getting an MRI. Yeah. You should have the results within an hour. And I ain't seen him yet. So Matt, our researcher off camera, if you've seen him, somebody let me know. So that either tells me, A, the results weren't as damning, or B, we're going to wait until they lose, and then it's going to come out, well, he had a second-degree tear.
So I'm going to go back to Shady's point really quick, because you do respect teammates more that go out there and fight through injury. That's just natural. So, question for you guys. Let's just say he goes out there and he looks the way he looks in Game 5, where we see no limp, we see no nothing, we see him moving, he just can't go past dudes, and he pulls himself. And we don't see no limp. What's going to be your reaction if they lose that game and he's sitting on that bench for 37 minutes because he tried to play with, and he's moving the right way and he pulls himself? What's going to be your reaction, Nacho, when you come up here?
And he's not playing well.
Let's just say
He's playing the same way he played in game 4 and game 5.
Let's just say he take 4 shots in 3 minutes and he miss all of them and he pulls himself.
I would rather him pull himself and say, yo, I had a second-degree tear.
Oh, my God.
You serious?
If he has a second-degree tear, I'd rather
Hold on.
Yo, this is crazy, yo.
Let me
If he
say
has a second-degree
let me
tear.
say it again. He's moving the way he was moving this last game.
But he's 0 for 4.
No,
So
just
what?
missing
He missing
shots.
He missed some wide open threes with no movement.
But
He
he
missed some
pulls-
wide open threes with no movement.
And here's my thing. If he's missing these shots, he has to be hurt. He has
Was he hurt in game 4? He had 5 points in 3 quarters. Was he hurt then? Yo, this is going to piss me off. I'm trying to do the show. I had a great morning, had a great breakfast. Like, what are we talking about? We talking about the finals?
Here's my thing.
What?
Like, if Shady's not making people miss in the open field, he got to be hurt. Because Shady makes people
But what
miss.
if Shady is still whooping and they tackling him?
Shady makes people miss, so he has to be hurt.
bro.
He has to be hurt.
Shady ain't never not made nobody miss.
Haliburton gets 10 assists a game. That's what he does. He averages 11.2. If Haliburton goes out there and has 4 points and 4 dimes and 3 boards, he has to be hurt. There's no way he could do that healthy. There's no way.
So every good player that has had a bad game been hurt?
Not all these bad games, James. He went 0 for 6, James.
But I'm
0
saying,
for 6.
What,
Like, that's not all-star. That's
Have you
not
seen
Olympic
him
gold
with the ball in
medalist.
his
0 for
hands?
6.
Slick, have you seen him with the ball in his hands?
Yes.
Do you see any limp? Do you see anything
No,
limiting
I
him,
don't see
or-
that, but I also don't see him getting into the paint.
So it can't
Like,
be defense?
him missing threes, him taking threes really doesn't help me to the level that I need. I need him getting busy and getting inside. And if he's not attacking, we talked about it. He got switches. He got
doubt.
switches against the bigs.
And they were staying in front of him.
And he didn't go. But it wasn't that they just stayed in front of him. I didn't see him try to go.
Hey, why Shady looks sick right now? Shady looks.
I can't believe this is a
Shady looks
conversation.
sick.
Like, this is crazy, man.
But this is, you know what? The problem is, this is what Tyrese Haliburton brings on.
What?
This is why he's so controversial. Because we've seen him play this way when he wasn't hurt.
That is the point.
Right?
And that's what I'm trying to get at.
Right.
And you're saying, you're assuming that he either isn't hurt or that he is hurt. I don't.
I'm saying,
that's the part.
no, what
not
I'm
clear
assuming
on.
is if he is hurt, it's not affecting him that much because he looks full speed out there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like Shady's point. We knew Aaron Gordon was hobbling down that court. We knew he wasn't right. And I was even watching him, they need to get Gordon out. When you watch Haliburton play, he doesn't look like he has an injury. He's moving well. He's just not getting to the paint. And they're playing good defense, and he's not playing good basketball. And he hasn't been playing good basketball all series. And I have not seen no limp, no hobble, no nothing.
I got to take a break. Last thought, Shady.
No, I'm good. This is a tough conversation for me because it's really crazy that we really disagreeing with this. This should be a no-brainer, unanimous picks here. Like, yo, you should play the game, man. You've been shooting from game 1 to 4. He's been like, 33, 31% from 3. Like, game is shooting great. Now you hurt all of a sudden? And we watched a game where you had 5 points in 3 quarters. You weren't hurt then. Now you hurt now. It's the same results. You run around, you hopping around, you run around. You ain't limping. You ain't stopping yourself. You can't. You not playing well.
Now,
what's wrong with saying that? I'm not playing well.
What if the MRI results come back today and he has a second-degree tear in his calf? Will that change y'all's opinion?
Is it a calf or a shin?
calf.
He been grabbing everything.
I hate you.
You going to break.
It's crazy, man. Hey, y'all trying to let him get away with it.
No, I was not trying to.
When we return, Lamar Jackson says vengeance is mine. He has vengeance on his mind this season. He finally took to the podium and said he wants to get vengeance this year. Hey, what does that look like for the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson? Vengeance is mine, says Lamar.
Jackson.
Maybe I'm on that.
The Ravens are in minicamp right now, and it's clear they want to shake off last year's playoff loss and focus on this season. Here's Lamar Jackson talking about it.
It's football. Everything not gonna go our way, man. You know, before it was like, oh, you can't win a playoff game. You know, we won a playoff game. We got to the AFC Championship 2 years ago. Then we just fell short, like 2 games short this year. But we gonna bounce back. And when we come back, I feel like we're gonna have vengeance on our mind.
Hey, we're going to bounce back. We're going to have vengeance on our mind. James Jones, what's vengeance look like, big dog?
Ooh, well, 41 tinks.
Yep.
4,172 yards and only 4 INTs. That
was last year?
Season. That's Lamar Jackson last year. Cold-blooded killer. Vengeance got to be Super Bowl. He's seen every game. He's seen the AFC Championship. He's seen the divisional round. He's seen every game but the Super Bowl. And with Lamar Jackson, other than these other quarterbacks that end up coming up short in the playoffs, a lot of times it's not him playing his best football. So vengeance is him playing his best football in the playoffs and getting his team to the Super Bowl. He has seen every single game. We know he's elite. We know he's like that. He's two-time MVP for a reason. He might add a third one to his belt this year. He is that good. Vengeance is getting to that game and you being the best player on the field. That's the only way I can see this team getting vengeance.
I'm going to lower the bar slightly. It might work with what James is saying. I'm going to lower it slightly. Vengeance, to me, is Lamar Jackson beating Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen in the playoffs. That's what it is for me. No matter where, no matter when, beating those two in the playoffs, that's getting your lick back. The reason Lamar Jackson has lost in the playoffs the last 3 years is at the hands of Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Last year, it was Josh. The year before, it was Pat. The year before, it was Josh. You have to beat them. To me, that's what vengeance is. I said something to y'all 2 days ago. I want to show it to y'all in real time now. Look at Lamar versus Josh versus Pat in the playoffs. Lamar, 13 touchdowns total, 11 turnovers, 3-5 record. Josh, 32 total touchdowns, 6 turnovers, 7-6 record. Mahomes, 53 total touchdowns, 13 turnovers, 17-4 record. So you're telling me Patrick Mahomes has 40 more touchdowns than Lamar Jackson, but just 2 more turnovers? What? Vengeance is beating one of those two, if not both of those two, in the playoffs. Hopefully James Jones is right as well, and you get to and win a Super Bowl, but you got to get your lick back on those two. That's what's stopping you. Vengeance isn't beating C.J. Stroud. Vengeance is not beating Justin Herbert. Vengeance is not beating any other AFC quarterback. It is beating the two that have kept you from your goals. It's Josh Allen, it's Patrick Mahomes.
He beat them too. We know where he's going.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Sure. That's a good point, man. I think vengeance for me is because we look at the stats and all that, and you could argue he probably had the best stats out of all of them too this year. I mean, Josh, him, they were close. Yeah. But to me, it's actually going to the Super Bowl and winning the AFC Championship game. Because you've seen Pat and you've seen Josh, and you lost to both of them. Yeah. And I think the stats, he's already been MVP twice. I mean, he might get another one, but even what would that do? Got another MVP in my trophy case, cool. Nah, go to the championship. Yeah. That's the only thing waiting for Lamar Jackson. He'll tell you that. When he talks about the vengeance, it's more of him. I can see him putting his headsets on, putting, what's his name? Kodak Black. He got that on, NBA young boy. But you can't get that type of energy until you see them in the AFC Championship game and you beat them. Yeah. Stats to me, the touchdowns, that matters to me. Yeah. Win the games, dog.
Let me ask you an interesting question. Shady, boxing fanatic, y'all know this. So I'm going to start with boxing, which I don't really know very well, but I'm going to translate it to football. Shady, every now and then, like, somebody would want to fight, Floyd for the belt, or you might want to fight Canelo for the belt, or you might want to fight Crawford for the belt. I'm saying names here, the names that I know, Pacquiao, et cetera, for the belt. But if you want to beat Floyd or beat Canelo or beat Pacquiao for the belt, does it matter as much if you get the belt if you don't beat them? Like, say somebody else beat them, and then you beat somebody else. Does it mean the same thing? Reason I'm asking you that question. If Lamar ends up beating Burrow to get to a Super Bowl, because Burrow beat Pat, or Burrow beat Josh, or if Lamar beats Herbert for the Super Bowl because Herbert beat Josh and Herbert beat Pat, is it the same? Like, does Lamar need to beat one of those two, or does he just need to get to the game?
So in boxing, right, if they call it the linear champion, that means if I can remember, if I beat the man, that was the man. So if you're the man with all the belts and I beat you, take your belts, then I'm the guy, right? Now, but it all means the same. Now, if you beat him, he had all the belts, and I beat you, I take it over too. So it looks
sweet.
But I'm saying, it looks better, right? I beat Pat to go to the championship. I beat Josh. It looks better. But at the end of the day, man, that don't matter. Yeah. Okay. Long as you go to the championship and you win it all, we looking at the Pacers.
100%.
Right? Like, I thought that if Pacers played Boston, I thought, I just know they can beat Boston. Yeah. You see what happened last year. But they didn't play Boston, right? They played a banged-up Cavs team. They played a not good Milwaukee team, right? Then they beat a good New York team. They went to the finals. I don't think that matters. Who am I to tell you how you got to the championship? Think of how that sounds. Who am I to tell you how you got to the big dance, huh? What we talking about? If he goes there and he wins a championship, no matter if he plays, I don't know who he plays. In the AFC Championship, he plays Justin Herbert or Tua. That's even a bad one. But if you play Tua, you beat Tua. It's the same to me.
Man, it's the
Same to you?
It's
Same to
it's
me,
the same.
man.
Now, you think that if Joe Burrow was playing Patty Mahomes and Josh Allen had already won, you think he gonna be saying, I hope Patty win this game?
That's true, right. You ain't lying about that.
No, not at all. I don't care how you get there, to be honest with you. Yes, we are competitors, but you do. And you would want the easier route to get to the championship.
But is that vengeance? You know what I mean?
Vengeance is putting that ring on your finger.
Without beating them?
Without
Yeah.
beating whoever. All I remember at our Super Bowl party is opening that box and seeing them diamonds, and I didn't care who we beat.
What about the champagne?
At all.
I remember that too.
Champagne, all that. I didn't care who we beat. Matt Ryan, Jay Cutler, I didn't care who we beat. We got the
Is there
championship.
You remember them shots, though? There was shots everywhere.
Everywhere.
Is there nothing to get your lick back, though? What I mean, like, remember, Jay, it was the Giants that knocked y'all out. After y'all won the Super Bowl, shout out to y'all, champagne, diamonds, all the things.
Here you
Think the
go.
Giants beat y'all the next year.
They did.
Did you not want them the next year? Like, did you not want your lick back? Like, or is it just like, I want to advance
I just
for
wanted to get to the Super Bowl again. You know what I mean? I wasn't really worried about Eli Manning or none of that. I just wanted to get back to that game. And that's what I'm saying. For Lamar, you've never seen it. I don't care how you got to get there. I don't care if Patty's out, Josh is out, Burrow's out, and you do see Tua or Herbert. You just got to get there. And if it works out to where you do got to go through Patty, you got to get it done. If you got to go through C.J. Stroud, you got to get it done. He has to get to that game, though. That's vengeance.
How can he be picky? Lamar Jackson, real talk, he's done everything a quarterback can do, but win a championship.
That's it. Just get there.
I can't be picky with that, Acho. Give me that.
Meta AI is the personal AI that's tailored to you, now with its very own app. It's built to get to know you, offering helpful answers and inspiration. Looking for something to add to your bucket list? Meta AI goes beyond traveling the world. It remembers you're a basketball fanatic and suggests you attend one of the playoff games. Just start typing or speaking to get the answers you need, wherever and whenever, because Meta AI is your personal AI. Download the Meta AI app, now available on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Hey, there was a huge moment last night, WNBA. Polarizing global superstar Caitlin Clark gets hit in the eye, then she gets checked to the deck by Marina Mabrey. All this happens in a matter of moments. Caitlin Clark ends up getting a tee. There were several tees thrown around again. It was one of the most polarizing, highly intense games of the season. Several games are intense, but then there was a fight later on. Sophie Cunningham, the hands were thrown. It was good television, people. Shady, Caitlin Clark, star of a nation. Sensation.
Yeah.
Does she need to be protected more by the fever?
Yes. Yes, she does. Listen, I'm all for competitive sports, right? I don't look at these women like they're just women. I look at them as their competitors. So I love when it gets chippy. I love when she talks trash. I love when they hit her and they knock her. I love all that. But not this part. This part, boom! Imagine in a world where they hit Steph Curry like this, right? And nothing happens. Or you hit back into it when you had Kobe Bryant and Artest on the same team, and you knock Kobe down, and Artest just looks around. Yeah. We talking about the Messiah here, right? When you watch WNBA, everybody's tuning in because of who? Because of 22, right? She was gone for, 2 or 3 weeks? The viewership dropped 55%. She comes back, she's here, I'm back.
Yeah.
3 million people watching the game. And now we talking about on our platforms about WNBA because of Caitlin Clark. So yes, they need to protect her. Let me just give you an example of how it should look like.
Okay.
When you knock down a superstar of the league, and that's Klay Thompson. He a big deal for the Warriors. Come here. Draymond Green comes in there.
Come here.
Boy, if you ever touch our superstar like that. Now, if it was Steph Curry, he might have choked him out with his hands, not his arm. You get what I'm saying? You can't be playing with the almighty. Look at him. So, yes, they need to protect Caitlin. Another thing, real quick, you can turn this part off because this got strictly to the commissioner. Now, you have a league for all these years that nobody really paid attention to like that.
True fact.
And you probably had some better players than Caitlin Clark because Maya Moore was bad. She probably was better than Caitlin Clark, right? Candace Parker was better than Caitlin Clark.
Bad woman.
And nobody tuned in like this.
True fact.
But now you have this savior that comes to save the day. Now everybody's watching. They on everybody's platform. And you allow this? It needs to be a memo, it needs to be an email. Listen, when we playing
An email.
the fever, and y'all foul Caitlin to the referees, it gotta be a straight email, right? It need to be documented. when you put your hands on Caitlyn, the Messiah, the Savior, we need technical fouls, not on her.
Not on her.
On them. Because if you piss her off,
even if it's her fault.
Let me finish, James.
Okay.
If you piss Caitlyn off or you hurt Caitlyn, and you know what? She can't, I'm being serious, and she can't play for, I don't know, the whole year. Knock on wood. She breaks her shoelace.
Come on.
Listen what I'm saying. I'm going somewhere with this. Because it's bigger than basketball. It's business now, right? They about to touch $1 billion this year? Okay. You hurt her from all this horse playing, right? Real talk, because you're trying to be chippy and all that.
That's how my grandma
Now, if for 2 weeks, two to 3 weeks, she was gone, the viewership dropped 55%.
True fact.
If she's gone for a whole year off this bull crap, which is the viewership's going to be then? Because I tell you what, 1, 2, 3, 4 people out here that love sports all day will not be watching that. And you know what another thing is? When you watch on all these different networks and platforms, they will not have the WNBA on there until the finals. So, you might think I'm tripping, but I'm not. If you're trying to save the game like the game has been saved because 22 came to the WNBA, if you get Caitlin Clark hurt with this horse playing, you trying to be tough, you trying to prove yourself. And then she gets so scuffle, and then somebody from the backside knocks her down, hits a rib, hits a lung, and she's out for a year. I don't know where the WNBA is going to be at. And Slick, you can get some water. I don't know what's going on with him, but he know I'm right.
What's wrong, Slick?
We're so not right. You are going way too far.
All right.
Look, is she the reason that everybody is paying attention to the WNBA? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Is she not instigating the fact that they're coming after her? And let's stop with they're being so physical and rough with her. Look at this. If you're going to talk trash, if you're going to push people, you're going to get pushed back. You can't talk trash, push somebody, and then walk away because that's part of the reason why she got knocked over. If she turns and she's standing up, she's not going down like that.
That's a good point.
She's trying to pretend like I'm going to start it. Oh, I didn't do anything. I'm walking away. Oh, down she goes. No, I'm not with that. Look, the team.
What about this right here? What about this part?
She doesn't.
Boom. You think that's okay?
Marina Mabry, she's a bigger version of Caitlin Clark. She talks and does as much mess as Caitlin Clark does. That's an aside. And I will be watching whether the Caitlin is playing or not playing.
Okay.
That's the other thing you got wrong.
You will? Because 55% wasn't.
I went to the Valkyrie Seattle game this past weekend.
I know, but I
enjoyed myself immensely with my daughter and my wife.
I hope you had a drink and some popcorn, but I'm telling you is 55% of the viewership dropped. Only in 2 weeks.
And you know what? And why did she miss? Because she had a hamstring. Not because somebody got too physical.
But my point is, right, because you went and you had a good time with your daughter, and that's a great thing.
And so did 18,000 other people.
Right, but what I'm saying is, for 2 to 3 weeks, when she did not play, the viewership dropped 55%, okay? So what I'm saying is that's only 2 or 3 weeks.
Part of it's because the Fever games are the only ones they put on. But watch
this. If she don't play for a whole year, you telling me it's not going to affect the league?
Are you worried about Caitlin Clark, like, being out for the whole year because she got pushed?
He should be good.
He
should be good in court. He answers no questions.
Bottom line is,
he should be good in court. He should be a lawyer.
It's not her team. It's not her team. It is the refs, and it is the league. Because the problem is the girl who pushed her, she stayed in the game.
She should get out of there.
And that's why the later stuff happened. Like, they do need to have better officiating and control the back and forth. But this idea that she's the golden calf, she's the sacred, and then we got to treat her with kid gloves. I'm not down with that.
I don't think we have to treat her with kid gloves, but I do think your team has to step up and protect the person who they know is the most valuable. Happens in football all the time. Offensive coaches rarely ever say, go protect the quarterback. It's an unwritten rule.
You already know.
The quarterback is the most valuable. If a QB gets hit late, if a QB gets hit excessively, if a QB gets hit where it's potentially excessively, the whole O-line, receivers, running backs might even run over there because you know the quarterback is the most valuable. Now, what Shady said on the surface, it might seem a little playful, but there is 2009, there was a Tom Brady rule. And that was implemented because Bernard Pollard hit Tom Brady late.
Come on now.
And after Bernard Pollard hit Tom Brady late and Tom Brady had to miss the entire season with a knee injury, the following season, you're not allowed to hit quarterbacks below the knees. Now, we call that the Tom Brady rule. It was a heightened level of the roughing the passer rule because the NFL did not want to lose the greatest quarterback of all time for a long, extended period of time because of what Bernard Pollard did. So a rule was implemented in 2009. Go back and look it up or just type in Brady rule into Google and you will see exactly what happened. So what Shady is saying might seem jovial on the surface, But in reality, the NFL did implement a rule because of its golden goose, Tom Brady.
So you want a Caitlin Clark rule? You're not allowed to touch Caitlin.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I do.
What are we saying? Then what are we saying?
No. What I'm saying, see, like, and let me be, because I joke a lot, let me be serious, right? You're speaking from somebody that loves the sport, like I am, right? But when I really look at the business part of it, look where the WNBA is at right now. Slick. Seriously, though, 4 years ago, we weren't even doing this. 4 years ago, not even 4.
Yeah.
We at a level now where WNBA, NBA, it's close. Yeah. And if somebody hurts her the wrong way, right, because we're being tough, that's part of the game. I'm not mad at that. That's part of the game. But if she gets hurt a certain way, I don't know where the WNBA is going to be at.
Yeah. I absolutely love the chippiness because I think that makes the WNBA what the WNBA is. Obviously, like Shady said, the horse playing and all that, like it's going to show up, but let's try to eliminate some of it just in case somebody get hurt. But it's two things here, right? Because when she was a rookie, I didn't feel like her teammates were showing up for her when she was getting everybody best shot. Now her teammates is in that screen. Her teammates show up for her a lot. This ain't the first scuffle she's been in this season. They show up for her, and they continue to show up for her. Number two, she got to protect herself now. You know, like if you're getting in all these little scuffles, don't be turning your back, walk away. I always relate it back to my kids because I be trying to teach them life lessons. I'm like, bruh, you let bruh stand over you like that again, bro, we're going to have a problem. You better get up off this ground as fast as you can, bruh, and protect yourself.
But James, she's not physically capable, though.
No,
she's
this is
small.
not what I'm saying. This is not the first
Mabry got her about 20 pounds,
but
Slick.
this is not the first scuffle, Acho. She's been in plenty of scuffles, and it's always she does something or somebody does, and she just walks away, turning her back. Protect yourself, young lady. All eyes on everybody.
But here's my thing.
Because you started.
To Shady's point, Steph don't do that. Steph knows he can do what he wants, and Draymond coming.
That's true.
Steph knows, because Steph be talking cash, too. He didn't always early in his career. I've been following Steph for a long time. But he started throwing his mouthpiece. He's be talking cash, too.
We all know the cardinal rule. Even if we are talking junk, you're walking backwards looking at the people. You are not turning your back, walking away. Steph know Draymond coming, but he ain't got his back turned. But he see what's cracking.
If you know you got dogs coming, because here's what we do know. In football, a quarterback will do whatever, and a quarterback will just do this, because you know Lane is coming. Jalen Hurts knows Lane is coming. Jalen Hurts knows Mailata is coming. Jalen Hurts knows I got a whole bunch of monsters.
A lot of time I see that, the quarterback is watching what's going on.
But if it's Tom Brady or it's Phillip Rivers, some of the guys that you mentioned that would talk junk, right?
But Brady a OG.
Let's hear this.
No. Caitlin's the same thing. She's talking junk. She's pushing you.
She is pushing.
Like, don't do that and then walk away.
That's fair, because Brady
you know
stayed
it's
10
coming.
toes. Remember,
and Tom wouldn't do that.
Brady stayed 10 toes.
Phillip
Remember Tom
wouldn't do
Matthew? You was there.
Bro.
And you know somebody's coming. You know you're not going to fight that fight.
You was there.
Y'all not putting your hands on Tom. I don't care what Tom do. I got coaches gonna come on that field for Tom.
No doubt.
And you know think y'all gotta stop this because y'all comparing Tom and all this. They not Caitlin Clark. You know why? For her sport, because it's been Tom Brady, it's been Joe Montana, there's been stuff like that. The NFL's at this high level. The NBA, the WNBA is that because of her. It's been better players than her. Nobody really watched. Nobody cared. Everybody cares now. So what I'm saying is, you talk about defending your well. If she can't cool, the WNBA needs to. The email needs to go out. That we need to protect our best investment. Y'all keep talking about sports. I'm talking about the business part of it, James.
But protect your investment, right or wrong.
The girl hit her, get kicked out. And let's you laughing because listen, if the girl that hit her if she remains in the game, respectfully, and I feel like we all are like there's everybody plays a sport, and I respect everybody the same athlete, but there's different level of respect.
I agree.
Nobody's gonna remember that girl that hit her. Nobody's gonna remember her. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna remember Caitlin Clark. So what I'm saying is to protect our investment, our best thing going right now, we're about to touch a B.
Yeah.
And that's $1 billion.
But
real quick,
let him cook.
All I'm saying is this though: the business part of things. When a regular player sees that, right? Oh, we all can hit Caitlin like that, and nothing happens. We all gonna do it. But if the email goes out, if they touch Caitlin a certain way, even if she starts it, right? And they do that to her, they need to eject that girl. But you know why? Because now it's, we can't hit her like that.
You can do what Shady, but here's the thing. You can do what Shady's suggesting in practice. I don't know if you can do it in a game, because how do you regulate it?
What you mean?
In practice, what I mean is this. I remember being a rookie and I remember being a freshman. If you get near the quarterback, if I got near Colt McCoy, second greatest quarterback in Texas football history, if I got near him, you getting thrown out of practice.
Okay.
Protect the cylinder. Stay out the cylinder. The cylinder was a figurative circle that a coach would draw around the quarterback. Don't even come near his throwing arm, because if you did, it's a wrap. I've heard horror stories of a freshman at Highland Park High School touching Matthew Stafford in high school and getting kicked out the high school because he hurt Matthew Stafford. This was in high school. I grew up in Dallas. That's how I know. You can regulate in practice. Shady, I don't know how in
you can in a game. You fine her. You to the refs. The refs control the game. You can fine a girl a certain amount of money. First of all, y'all talking like that because y'all got paper up here. But when you the WNBA, our money's gonna go up because Caitlin Clark is bringing that viewership, right? That's how it works. So if she's not there, how are we getting paid?
Why does it have to be a Caitlin Clark rule? Why can't we just say, you know what? We get into it because everybody, you're going to get kicked out here. That you're done. Rather than saying if you push Caitlin Clark, why don't we just say any player that does that?
Because it's America and everybody's not treated fairly here.
Yeah, that's true too.
And then guess what? With the WNBA, who know? Do y'all know the girl that hit her? Because I don't know the girl that hit her.
But what is lost?
Okay, you know her name. Looked it up. Cool. I didn't look it up. I know Caitlin. What I'm saying is cool. And I respect everybody.
Trash.
What I'm saying is the business part of it. If they lose this girl from all this, because I watched the one game she played the Sky, Caitlin Clark. And the ball didn't even throw it. It was an inbounds play.
Kennedy
and she
Carter
knocks her down. Now, she's pretty good defense.
Last year,
But I'm thinking like, yo.
Avery was on that team.
But listen, that can't happen. I'm going to show her real quick. This can't happen.
That don't need to be in the game. That's clear.
But what I'm saying, when that happens, you know what needs to happen, James Jones? She's get thrown out.
Hold on, let me help Shady's point, because the woman who checked Caitlin Clark yesterday was on the Sky at that time.
Yeah.
Mabry was on the court, saw Kennedy Carter do it. It's Gucci. Mabry did the same thing a year later.
That's not a basketball.
How are they gonna make more money?
But what I'm saying
how do they make more money?
I agree that in the situation yesterday, in this situation coming up right here, I agree that Mabry should.
What is that?
No, I agree that she should have been kicked out. But what I'm saying is, it's been times that Caitlin Clark has got flagrant fouls too.
Yep.
And she's turning away and she's walking away. Protect yourself, young lady.
That's fair.
So
That's fair. Caitlin got to spend 10
all
toes.
I'm saying is this is the WNBA basketball. Now, I do agree with you guys. What Kennedy Carter did, that's not a basketball play.
That's not either, though,
This
James.
is not either. And I agree she should be out. But what I'm saying is a lot of them, too, is basketball plays. This extra stuff, that got to be out in any game.
I also think Caitlin got to stop getting punked, because I'm also tired of seeing
Protect yourself.
Caitlin
So guess what? So if that's the case, you tired of seeing it, send the email out. Because guess what? Serious question.
I ain't reading the email.
I'm at Sean.
I've never received an email from you in my life.
Before we leave, I'm at Sean one question. What is the WNBA without Caitlin Clark?
It's
less revenue generating.
It's really nothing. I'm just going to keep it above.
Thank you. Slick? Because you're going to go with your daughter to see the game. That's cool. But what's the whole WNBA without her?
I don't disagree with you in terms of how valuable she is. I disagree with you on how we have to handle her as a result of her being.
If you ask,
far.
Real quick, if you ask Magic Johnson, you ask Isaiah Thomas, because I asked these OGs, they said after a while when Jordan was running the NBA, he got certain calls, and we knew you can't don't touch MJ.
And she
you know what? And MJ, I just told you. I told you in the break. I told you how MJ also took care of his own business.
But I think
I gotta go to break.